Hello, family, friends, and fans. I'm Fletcher Rhoden, and this is uh, Five and Dime, the best of 2005 to 2010, track by track. So it's part of the overall series called Fletcher Rhoden Track by Track, where I break down my albums track by track. And then under every overview introductory webisode like this one, you'll find a link to the full song list as you'd find it on YouTube, as you will find it on YouTube. And then for every song, I'll put in a link just to that song. So you can hear what I'm talking about and get to know this music. This is the Five and Dime, the best of 2005 2010. Gotta say at the offset, I thought that was a pretty clever title. Um, the Five and Dime, if you don't know, there used to be a store called the Five and Dime, where everything would either be 5 or 10 cents. This was way back in the day. So this what happened is this is 2005 when I sort of began my Christian period. I had a sort of a road to Damascus moment, and I joined a progressive Christian church. I didn't even realize that progressive Christianity could exist. Frankly, I thought it was all conservative. But I began my spiritual journey at that time, Christian realm, and I started writing and recording music around then of that type, Christian oriented lyrics and things like that. So that began in 2005 and went on basically till 2010. And I did a lot of recording at a new home studio which I had used to make Joy of Song the year before. So I was sort of hot on the recording thing, and I was really interested in religion and the Bible. I was reading the Bible, so there's a lot of inspiration, a lot of things to draw on lyrically. And so I was just, I recorded an EP called "On the Wings of an Angel," and then an album called "Imaginary Friend" the year after that, and then two other Christian pop albums, which weren't available at that time. Amazon wasn't allowing you to sell DVDs and CDs or anything like that. So at least not to my knowledge, they weren't. So I was basically stamping out DVDs at home and handing them out to people in my church and stuff, and sending them out in cases when people requested them. And so I had like four of these things, and I did a lot of performing at my church, Mount Hollywood Congregational Church in Los Feliz Village. At least it used to be there. Um, and so I did a lot of performing there, and I recorded those performances and so on like that, until at the end, when Amazon made this thing. They used to have something called Create Space, where you could just upload your music and some JPEGs, and then people could buy your CD or buy your DVD, or I don't know if they did downloading at the time. But you could buy a CD, and then they discontinued that. But at that time, they weren't even doing that. At least I don't think they were. So I was creating DVDs at home. Then once Amazon started with this Create Space thing, and I decided instead of putting them all out, I would collect the best of what I had done between 2005 and 2010 and release it. And that was like one of my first CDs on Amazon, and it came out I guess around 2010, 2011 maybe, uh, and it was remastered in 2024 when I remastered a lot of my earlier albums that were available for downloading and stuff. And the Five and Dime, after Amazon closed up its Create Space portal for that sort of a thing, it just became became kind of useless to me. I moved my downloading to DistroKid, and that's audio and video downloading only. I only use it for audio, and the CDs became unavailable. But when I went to downloading, the Five and Dime is one of the first things that I made available for download. It's my Christian period, and it's good. It came up with a lot of stuff. Just a few things I want to mention at the outset. It had some hits. "On the Wings of an Angel" is one of my best songs. It's one of my most popular. And this album comes up a lot in the download stream. the streaming list. I get sent a report by DistroKid of who downloads what and in what quantity, and I can tell you that On the Wings of an Angel pops up a lot in the download list. Child of the Most High God does also, and a few of some of these others. So do I pops up a lot. Anyway, good record, the Five and Dime, a collection. There's some live stuff, there's some studio stuff, there's some middle of the road stuff, and some eclectic stuff. It's the best. It's the best of a very active 5 year period. So you can imagine that it's good. It is. It could have been longer. It's quite long. It's 19 tracks. So we're going to be here a while. Of course, it's one song per day starting tomorrow, so it'll be a long consecutive run. We're not going to do the whole thing track by track today. This is an overview, and then the way this series works is every day I analyze another tune in sequence and put a link to that tune. So otherwise, we would be here forever. But it's good. It's a good collection. Eva James is on it. Um, I believe maybe John Doctor's on it somewhere. Robbie Rist is on it. We did a lot of stuff together. So that's the overview of this record. I like the art of it. My face on a dime. I did that myself. I do all of my own art, and that one was done with a Maxon Ford, or no, maybe it was Adobe Photoshop. I think I did Adobe Photoshop of a picture that John Doctor took of me, and I just made it, layer by layer, made it look like a dime. It was fun. The back cover, you never see the back cover anymore because that was only on the CD. A download, you only have the front cover, but the back cover is the same coin with the back with the two uh, leaves, the two olive leaves were over there, and it says "In Fletch We Trust." So and it's good. It's an enduring collection. I believe some of these songs are really good, and the performances are good, and it really captures the vibe of where I was at. And some of this music has been compared to Frank Zappa and David Bowie, which happens. I get those kinds of things. Captain Beefheart a little bit. Um, there's a lot of good, but it's very poppy. It's a good collection. It's not too preachy either, and it's quite literate and tuneful. And I hope you like it. Check it out. Starting tomorrow, we're gonna do the whole album track by track, as I always do. So tuck in and get ready. And until then, bye, Mary.